I have brand new videos to show you from the Kentucky Sheriff Judge case. They may speak volumes. They may add to more confusion, but I'm going to show them to you this morning. And it's some before video and some after video. And I think it gives you a better idea of what was happening that day. But are we ever going to get to the answer? And the one question is very simple. It's why? Why did this sheriff take out the judge in Kentucky, Mickey Steins, Judge Kevin Mullins? We know all about what was happening in the judge's chambers. Seems like it's got to be connected. But what clues and what do we understand about that day by taking a closer look at some videos from that day? Now, we've already seen the crime itself crystal clear, like absolutely crystal clear. What we don't have is audio, which I think if that video camera had audio, would have been a much different situation as to our understanding as to what happened here. But that audio doesn't exist. But there are a whole bunch of videos now that we need to take a look at, different angles, and trying to understand better what happened in this small community in Appalachia. It's still mind-boggling that it happened, but it did. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Go through these new videos from before and from after. Take a look at the sheriff. What's going on with Mickey Steins? It's a special morning edition. I just woke up, so I'm not 100% prepared for this because it's early. I work late on Court TV every night, but I'm up early because I wanted to get this out into the true crime world today so people start talking about it. People start thinking about it. I don't want you to forget about this case. And here we go. Hello to all the folks who can't usually watch because of the schedule of wherever you are in the world. This is Vinny Live.
Ready, get set, let's go.
It's true crime, streaming live, worldwide. It's Vinny Live. It's true crime, streaming live, worldwide. It's Vinny Live. Get ready. So post inside the chat. Get ready for the prosecutor hat. Get set to like and to subscribe. Let's go. It's time for Vinny Live.
It's Vinny Live, but just waking up. I don't wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I know some people do. There was a time in my life where I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do Sirius XM radio. Those days are over. Now I sleep until I wake up. Except today. I made sure that I got up and going. I was awake, but I got up and said, let's do this. Because these videos are absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So let's get right into it, because I think that's the best way to do this video. Because I do have baseball today. I've got to go play baseball in a little while. Let's go Mets. Some people saying it's too early. All right. So the first video that I'm going to show you, and we're going to take a look at this one for some time, and I'm just going to let it roll. I'll make myself small. I'll make the video larger. This is the same camera that captured the actual crime, but this is at noon. So don't forget the timeline of that day. I didn't know that they'd gotten together at noon in the judge's chambers, but the sheriff is there. So is the judge and some other people. Noon is before lunch. So noon, everyone is there's people in the chambers. Then they go to lunch. Then they walk back from lunch. I don't have that video today, but the video of them walking back from lunch, the sheriff and the judge not walking together. come back from lunch, and then it's later on around 2:45, 2:50 or so that the sheriff then goes back to the chambers. So there's what I'm about to show you, the noon video. Then they go to lunch, come back from lunch, and then a little bit later, the sheriff goes back to the chambers. So let's get right to it. I know you're chomping at the bit. You want to see it. What is going on? Here we go. And I'll make it larger. Don't worry. Okay. So again, no audio here. But a couple things. Those backpacks that we saw in the other video, I believe those are the same backpacks. Number one. 3 other people. And this could not be more relaxed and normal looking. The judge does not look upset. This is at 12:02. The sheriff looks relatively normal. He's having a conversation with the guy to his left. There's someone directly across from the sheriff. And I've got to get to the bottom of who these folks are. Now, my understanding is because Elizabeth from Hillbilly Crime was on my show last night looking at this for the first time with me. And the man who's just lighting up right now is like I think she said the clerk of the court. So he's kind of an employee there. But the other guys with the T-shirts, she wasn't sure who they were. I'm not sure who they are. But one looks like he's vaping. And then here comes someone else. I mean, this is very casual, normal moment. Right? You see people in the background walking around. There's nothing extraordinary about any of this. I mean, it's unusual to watch people at work, right, smoking inside, but rules are the rules. Whatever the rules are there are the rules there. I'm not going to judge them on that. But everyone looks relaxed. Like even the sheriff, kind of sitting back, leg crossed. Yeah, this is like a very casual. It's just another day at another day at work. Now, conversation with court personnel. There is nothing in this moment that would strike you that the sheriff looks like he's off. Are you seeing anything? I don't even sense any tension in this moment. So, obviously, the two main people here, the sheriff and the judge. The judge looks happy, relaxed, calm. The posture of the sheriff, is he sizing up the situation? What's going on? Like if this was someone in the midst of this, an extreme mental breakdown at this point of the day, and our understanding is that everything's been building up all week, right? 3 days before this, the sheriff is deposed in the civil lawsuit involving the sextortion that was taking place in the chambers, and his deputy had been criminally prosecuted for. And he was now on the hook, and he had just been deposed. That this really had him worried, that this was adding to his life unraveling. And what his attorney said, it was a combination of things. There's a lot going on at once. Now, in the videos, and again, and I think you've seen these online because they've been floating around a little bit online, which is after the arrest of the sheriff, he does continue to repeat, be fair, be fair. Where are you guys taking me? Like there's a slight sense of paranoia after the fact. My question is, based on this, is what is the triggering event? What is the triggering event that takes us from this, where there's no sense of tension, urgency, or anything abnormal, right? No one is nervous. It does not appear that anyone is like, all right, now the sheriff's getting up, 12:06. And I guess there's some conversation. We don't know what it is, but it appears to be friendly. Watch the judge and the sheriff now. He kind of says goodbye, and then, he says something else. And there's a laugh from the judge. Now, I've got the same video. Now we're just going to focus in on the sheriff so we can see better the sheriff. Then you got the rubbing of the face. I mean, that could be a nervous tick. That could be indications of something, right? Could be. Or, you're just sitting. Someone posted that I've been doing this on the air, right? And I'm not nervous. It's just something I do. So I'm going to stop doing it on the air. But, could that be what this is? You got to find when you're sitting, when you're a big guy like that, you got to get comfortable. You cross the legs, sitting back in the chair a little bit. Yeah, folded arms. I don't know what the temperature is. I fold my arms and I get a little chilly. But this just looks like a bunch of guys who know each other, who have some level of rapport with one another, having a casual afternoon conversation. Now, I don't think it's anything serious because you notice the door was wide open and people were walking in and out. So if they were talking about something, some situation, or talking about something of something to do with the whole scandal, the door wouldn't be open and random people wouldn't be walking in and out. It just wouldn't be like that. You can see the sheriff's gun there, holstered on his side. But I think with his arms, and I have some friends that are like that, when you're sitting talking around, we just kind of, it doesn't mean anything. We're just getting, different positions to get comfortable. We do a little bit of this. We might do a little bit of this. Scratches on the face. But I think here we're getting a better look at him. The legs moving a little bit. But nothing that is sending up super red flags. But I'm going to take this video and do further analysis, bring in some body language people to really focus on this and trying to notice anything that I'm not noticing. Again, there's a lot to the mouth and the moving the arms, right? That's what it is. Friends of mine that I know that they do these same sort of things when we're hanging out at the, not where I work now, but where I used to work years ago at the office, and he was a larger guy that would, try to get comfortable like that. I don't know. It depends how you sit in a chair. If I sit in a chair, I do this, a little bit of this. But you even look at the guy next to him, right? So you compare what the way men sit when they're just sitting around, right? He's got another little itch. I mean, that might be an indication of something. All the scratching and the itches here and the moving of the hands. That's all I'm seeing. Changing of positions. But you look at him, smiling, checking the bottom of his shoe, picking his shoe. He looks comfortable. He doesn't look like this is the day that I'm going to do this. Now, you may disagree with my assessment of this. I see a good conversation taking place right now in the chat, which is nice. I think that's a conversation to have. Different people may see something different. My point of reference is me hanging out with my friends. Like even now on the air, like I'm tugging on my shirt. I'm doing this, and I'm comfortable. I've got baseball, but that's about it. Here's what Above and Beyond Ancestor Readings believes. To me, the sheriff looks antsy, like he's really not interested in the small talk. He has something more in his mind, his body language. The crossed arms are shutting out. Yeah, but sometimes they're crossed and then sometimes they're back here. I don't know where. I don't know if he can put them on the arms. Now, this is the part, though. This is the part. Watch the interaction. Judge and them making eye contact, talking. Wait. Okay, maybe we'll see at lunch. I don't know. They could be talking about lunch. All right, now we're going to focus in on the judge to see if there's anything that you see except the smoking, right? The smoking is a smoking. He's a smoker. In the other video, we know that he was smoking as well. Here, it looks like he's taking care of business, signing some papers that he has to sign for court. Like, he's not aware that this is it. Like, this is his last few hours alive. Think about that. That's what you're watching right here. Some of the last few moments of normalcy. Okay. Laughing. They're and Above and Beyond Ancestor Readings might be onto something here, that there's an internal conversation or an internal thought that the sheriff is having that no one else is privy to. And he's kind of going through the motions here. The video that this video does not, they have not released the video that they didn't show in court, which is the video just prior to the crime, right? To the video just prior to the crime. That one is probably would be the most revealing. So looking at, like, is this literally the judge holding court? Right? Come on to my chambers, guys. Everybody, you can smoke here, you can vape here. We'll talk about whatever. This is kind of like our place. I wonder how normal this was when business wasn't being done. To, hey, let's just hang out here. And it looks like he's doing a bunch of talking, but this is I believe his clerk. So they're going to talk about cases, business, whatever. But it's all with a smile. We've looked at that photo of the judge with that smile. I'm not people. Well, that's his normal smile, relaxed mode. He has no idea that the man on the other side of this desk, in just a few hours, he's going to take the action that he took. Let's see. Mickey Mouse 68 saying the judge looks a little cocky. I think that's his resting face. But it's also, this is his chambers. Like, when you go into a judge's chambers and a judge's office, like, it's his office. He's the judge. This is his place, holding court. I got all my people here. Everybody's laughing. They know I'm the judge. I'm the final word in everything that happens in this building, right? So, yeah, I get that sense too. I think you're right on there. And this is Lout-G. The judge, thank you very much. The judge looks relaxed, friendly. Sheriff was preoccupied. There must have been a third part involved. They seem comfortable around each other. Very comfortable, But now we're getting a little bit of a consensus here that some folks don't like the way the judge looks and the sheriff looks preoccupied. All right, now he's getting up. This is right at the end where he stands up, and then we're going to see. Let me just drop this so we can see the sheriff. Thank you so much. Here comes the sheriff. You can watch the interaction, the eye contact. He's saying something. Yeah, nothing noteworthy. Up, up. Remember, he comes back, and now he's talking. And that's it. It's a bunch of guys hanging out, but judge, no idea. Kathy asking, is this the judge? Yes, Kathy, this is the judge. Absolutely. This is just a few hours beforehand. This is before they go to lunch down the street. Okay. So that's this video. And we'll go back just to see everyone together one more time. Because when you go to the wide shot, you get an idea of the level of interaction. But but it looks like the sheriff, is speaking with the other two guys in a very natural way. A lot of people are saying that he looked perhaps preoccupied. All right, Lee's got the big question. Is it normal to smoke in your chambers? Genuinely caught me off guard. No, it is not normal, but this is a state. It could be a state, county, or local rule that guides this. Generally, we don't smoke in the workplace anymore, and that was because of liability issues. Most places made people smoke outside because of the environment, and they didn't want to be sued for people getting sick, and it's the employees. So if you're allowed to smoke in here and an employee ends up sick from secondhand smoke, then there could be some level of liability, which is why, for the most part, you don't have smoking inside anywhere. You've got to go outside. In some places, like federal buildings, it's off limits. And I don't know if this is a state building, if this is a county building, who exactly has jurisdiction of this building, but that's who would have be able to set the rules. But and if they are breaking the rules, I don't know if they are, who's going to enforce them? If that's the least of the problems of the things that were happening inside those chambers for years, right? For years, there was this essay taking place inside these chambers. So the smoking is kind of small potatoes compared to that. But I think if it took that long for the essay to be prosecuted and ended, you could see how it would be even more difficult to stop people from smoking. Okay. I said I had videos. That's one set. Now, this next video is a little bit shorter, but what I'm going to show you next is some surveillance video. It's going to be from two different angles, and then I zoom in a little bit on it. We'll play it a few times, of the outside of the courthouse and the front steps. Notice what the sheriff is wearing here. He doesn't change his clothes. So you're looking for the guy dressed like that. The video is pixelated or blurry because we had to zoom in on it because he was way, way, way in the background, like Bridge Guy in Delphi. So we had to zoom in, right? So that's what you're going to see. But you get an idea of what he did immediately after this, as law enforcement is initially responding, and you'll see where he is and what he's doing. This is interesting on many different parts, and I'll play it through straight all the way through. Then I'll go back and we'll stop it and notice different things. But again, this is immediately afterwards. So you're seeing the people running out. All right. Now remember, we're looking for the sheriff. You know what he's wearing. And the video skips, and there he comes. That's the sheriff walking down the stairs. Very calm. People are hanging out in the front. Makes a turn, and there he goes. What does that tell you about his state of mind? This calmness. And he goes down that alleyway, and now he's going to come back. As you notice, like the people got out of the building, but they didn't, and they just got out of the front of the building. I don't know if they know what happened or who was. I don't think they know who was responsible. And now law enforcement responding, and they are like, oh my goodness, active shooter at the courthouse. Are you kidding me? We got to get let's get the big ones. Putting on the flak jacket. Yeah, this is a serious situation. They don't know what they're going into. Again, it tells you a lot about law enforcement, right? They're running into the danger when everyone else is running out. Little do they know, look to the right of the screen. That's your danger. And he looks like he's kind of like sizing up the situation here. Like, what's going through his mind? Now he goes back down to the side there. He's pointing at things. He talks to people who are walking by, telling them to get away. And now he starts to walk back towards the front. This is unreal, right? This is not normal. Well, nothing here is normal, but now we're going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to see the same thing. And this is zoomed in, so we'll get a little bit of a better shot of there he comes walking down. We'll go out of frame for just a minute because we're zoomed in. They didn't know. They didn't know it was the sheriff. And here comes the sheriff. Like, nobody knows. And everyone knows who the sheriff is. So you're going to say, hey, sheriff, what's going on? If you see him outside the courthouse. And he goes down the alleyway, down the side. Like, to me, this is troubling. This is troubling. Lauren Katie, when he comes out of the courthouse, his shirt is covering the gun. When he walks to the side, he makes sure to pull the shirt up. Interesting. And now law enforcement has arrived, and that's when we'll see the sheriff come back on the right side of your screen. And like I said, this is like bridge guy video, right? Because we had to zoom in so much. Ashley Bouchard, do you think they knew there was a camera in Chambers? Absolutely. All right, here comes the sheriff again. And sizing up the situation. Now I think he bumps into these women. I think he has a quick conversation right here. And he tells them, go that way. Because he's the sheriff. Of course, they're going to ask for the sheriff. What should we do? What's going on here? And now he... And Zuko is troubled by this as well. Now he's walking back to the front to go in. Now what you're going to see next is a second angle. So this is reverse angle, okay? So the stairs are just to your left. There comes the sheriff walking down. It's like another day in the neighborhood, right? And he goes down the alley, and we see the law enforcement running in, and now you can see him. And there's the gun. The nug is exposed, as Lauren Katie said. And here he is talking to these women who are wondering what's going on here. And he looks down both sides. What is he looking for? I don't know what he's looking for. Looks like he's probably talking to some of the folks there from law enforcement. And now he jogs. Like, that's like a... Hey, I'm jogging, going to work, kind of jog up the stairs. Wow. How about that? How about that? All right, we got the same video rolling again, just so you can see it. And right, Nug is covered. Nug is covered. Nug is exposed. Watching law enforcement run in. Law enforcement it's obvious they don't know that it is the sheriff who's responsible. No, that information has not been translated. And when he goes back in, what we understand from the testimony and information that we've gotten, which is like this compared to what there really is, he now goes in, and that's when he turns himself in. Now, my understanding is I think there's two different courtrooms inside this building. And I saw a video of people getting out of one courtroom, but he turns himself in apparently inside the courtroom. And I believe it was the second courtroom. Now, this is a little bit of a zoom in so you can have a little closer look at the sheriff coming in and out. Those women are obviously scared. And this is the part that's weird. What is he looking for down the street? Is that a sign of paranoia? I don't know. But now going in. The other thing about this scene, right? This is active shooter at the courthouse, and folks are hanging out in front. I would be way down the street. I'd be nowhere near there. But I don't know how much information they're getting. And we're just taking one more look, zoomed in. I mean, these two women are like, we got to get out of here. The guys in the front are like, hey, yeah, I heard there was something. You've got law enforcement running in with big, large nugs, right? And everyone's just hanging out like it's another day in Whitesboro. How is that possible? Like, how are you not getting out of Dodge? And the sheriff looks like he actually spoke, said a couple of words there to the folks as he then jogs back in. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. All right. I know you've got a lot to say about this. Let me get to the comments. This is unreal to me on many different levels. But the question is, and this is what we talked about on my show last night, does any of this reveal his state of mind, give us insight? Does this look like someone who's in the midst of a delusion? So Kathy Guidry this morning, the sheriff looks like he has carpal tunnel or nerve compression issues, the way he keeps fidgeting with his hands. And that's from the video in the chambers. Thank you so much, Kathy. That's possible. I don't know what his, if he has any pre-existing medical conditions. Here, this just is such a casual walk. Like la, 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 not running from the scene, just kind of walking in and goes down the alley and back. That's the moment where the nug comes out. Let's take another look at that. That's what Lauren Katie was talking about. Watch. I just rewound it. So he's coming down. This is the right side of, I think it's on his right side, the sheriff. Nothing going on. And then right, is it here? There it is. That's when he exposes it. Why? Is there a sense of paranoia that I'm going to need this again? That someone's going to come after me, so I'm going to need to be able to draw it quickly? Like, why at that moment does he expose it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But that's why Lauren Katie's an investigator. All right. Thanks so much, Kathy. Here's what Debbie W. People don't know what to do with their arms. I don't see any arm rests on the sheriff's chair. I think the arm cross is just a place to rest. The fidgeting is more of a red flag to me. And I think you're correct. There are arm rests, but he's a very big guy. So it's like he's almost like he can't use the arm rests. You know what I mean? He's like so close to the arm rest that it's not a natural place for him to put his arms. And that's what I was talking about with a friend of mine who was a larger guy. You know, he would often do a lot of this stuff when we were sitting around yakking. Thank you so much, Debbie W. Debbie W. Yeah, to me, this video is telling a story, but not the whole story, right? We don't have audio. We don't have audio on any of this. And it's funny, I'm in television, and television, we're always like, we got to show images, pictures. I'm like, yeah, pictures are important, but sound is really important for everything. There's something about sound. And I think part of it here is, you know, you can hear what you hear coming out of people's mouths is coming from their minds, right? That's how you get a little more insight. Thank you so much, Debbie W. And Pixie Dust, thank you for bringing us this video. Pixie Dust, thank you for waking up this morning and joining us here on the live stream. It's an unusual morning live stream because I wanted to get this video out there so people start talking about it and people can break it down and figure out what's going on here. Let's see. It's from the Mama Duck. The locals say decent outside, went down the alley. The women were telling him about the active and to be careful. Yeah, but then and when he speaks to those two women, though, he's pointing. So maybe he's telling them to get out of here, get out of here. Here's Yvette, who is on Facebook today. I don't know. He's acting outside like he doesn't know what happened. I don't think he really knew that the camera was recording. I'm serious. That doesn't look like a person who knew the camera was recording. He's telling the people what to do, go back like there's another criminal. I don't know what it looks more like. He didn't know he was being recorded. So from what we understand, and I'll let this video roll so you can watch it. From what I understand, from the information that we've gathered, and again, we've gotten this much, you know, of the information, was that he surrendered himself when he goes back in. So he's not running away from it. He's embracing it. He surrenders himself and places his service weapon on like the table inside the courtroom. That's the way it was described. May not be accurate, but I think there are cameras in all these courtrooms. So when this trial happens, here's the stuff that you're going to see and potentially hear that we haven't yet. The video just prior to the crime, and then the surrender video, which would be inside. And I think all of that, here we see him coming back. All of that is very relevant, would be relevant to a forensic psychologist or forensic psychiatrist who is trying to go back in time to this day to figure out whether or not the sheriff was suffering from a mental disease or defect and was in some delusional state where he could not distinguish right from wrong. So all this information is relevant. Obviously, an interview with the sheriff, but also watching what he did, watching all of these videos, all should go into and be part of the evaluation. It's not his mental state now. That's competency. We're talking about responsibility. mental state at the time, which this is immediately after. So those videos of him in the cruiser where you hear him talking about be fair to me, be fair to me. He sounds paranoid. To me, that would be helpful to his defense. Okay, Zuko is barking a lot, like a lot. I don't know why. There must be someone walking outside. But I feel bad with him barking and me here. Anyhow, so that's what's relevant. That's what is most relevant for a defense. Competency is, can he stand trial, right? That's just how he is now. Does he understand what's going on? Can he participate in his defense? It's the mental and the legal responsibility aspect. Kilo Charlie Tango, did he have any spatter on his shirt? You wouldn't necessarily. We can't tell from this video. We can't tell from this video. But the beauty of that, Kilo, in this case for prosecutors is don't need it. Like, we see what he did. Crystal clear, we can see what he did. So you press play like they did at the prelim, and it's over. It's over to a certain extent. Like, you don't even need that. Like, usually you need the spatter to prove a case, to show proximity, whether it's a high velocity impact spatter or whatever it is, the type of blood spatter. It puts him at the scene. He's at the scene. Now, the question is, would that get some reaction from the people who are seeing him? And my guess is there wouldn't be a lot. These types, like a crime like this, there's not going to be necessarily a ton of blood because there's distance between them as you watch that video. But thank you. Bong, James Bong. That's funny. Never seen this footage. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. All right, Jason Alexander. What happened? Recap. This is the judge in Kentucky who, on video in the judge's chambers, took out the judge. This is the video from outside the courthouse just afterwards. So there's video of the actual crime that we've seen. But now it seems like the big issue in the case is going to be the mental state of the sheriff at the time. Ooh, Margaret. Morris Calderon. He's acting. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Like, is he acting insane or acting like, I'm the sheriff, I got to go see what's going on in here? Right? Like, what is the act that he's putting on? Ashley Bouchard reminding folks that nug is a word for a weapon. Spell it backwards. We tried. Thank you so much, Ashley. One of our great mods today, keeping law and order. This is interesting from Jim Gigliotti. To flee may have been a thought, but to flee would have turned this into a manhunt. And a lot of times those manhunts end in a certain way, right? Could have been, because he exits, right? He leaves, goes down that alley, and then decides to come back. Or was that the plan all along? Thank you, Jim. Hillbilly Annie. So what's interesting with Hillbilly Annie is that hillbilly is spelled with a Y, but Annie is with an IE, like Vinny. But the sheriff still isn't in uniform. Arms crossed could mean he is guarded. I feel like he is contemplating. And so last night on the show, we had Elizabeth from Hillbilly Crime, who was talking about her understanding of what was going on in the sheriff's life, that he was up all night, walking all night, was staying at his aunt's house and would not have access to his uniform, which was at his home, which he may have voluntarily just left because of all of what was going on. And the all of what was going on, folks, is the $64 billion question, right? We know that's what the defense is. But the all of what was going on, all the pieces are not there. There are missing pieces, or the way the pieces are woven together. To me, I think at this point, it's obvious it has something to do with the lawsuit and the basis of the lawsuit, which was what was going on inside this judge's chambers. Not at this moment, but after hours. And over the course of years, it seems like the women who are part of the drug court program, who would get release, like home release, but ankle monitoring, couldn't afford to pay for the monitoring. So there was a barter system that turned into a sextortion scam. And the sheriff was deposed a few days beforehand. And that seemed to be a triggering event for the sheriff. So that's like it's all connected. What I'm wondering is, was there a level of paranoia? Because remember the statement he makes, they're trying to take my wife and my kid. They're trying to take my wife and my kid. And what does that mean? To me, that's paranoia. Mm-hmm. All right. And this is Samantha Stanley. Mickey adored his family and had a great reputation. People loved Mickey. People loved Mickey. Mickey wants this trial in Letcher County, which tells me he believes that the people in Letcher County will believe in him, in whatever the overall explanation. People are wondering if he's in jail or not. Yes, he is. He's in jail, awaiting trial. All right, Zuko's quieted down, which is good news. Let me see. And Kilo, yep. All right, perfect. Yep, understood. My question relates to him walking around outside, a man with some blood on his hands or shirt. See, I don't think there would be on his hands, again, because of the distance. I don't think you're going to get that much from that type of a wound initially. And remember, the sheriff was like crawling, not the sheriff, the judge was crawling under the desk and was on the other side of the desk the whole time. So there was a level of distance. Sana, did the sheriff ever say why or anything? Maybe to his lawyer. Maybe to the forensic psychologist or psychiatrist. Publicly, we have not had the direct answer to that question. And it might, if there's a level of if there's a mental aspect to all of this, when I say mental aspect, like a mental health aspect to all of this, the why may not make sense, right? It may not make sense. But from what we've heard from the defense is that it was a combination of factors all sort of building up. And the big event that week was the deposition on the civil lawsuit connected to the sextortion scandal from the judge's chambers. So, and I talked about this with Elizabeth last night on the show. What was he concerned about being sued? Was he concerned about being implicated criminally? Or was he concerned about what he said other people wouldn't be happy with and would then want to bring harm to him or his family. And then he's up all night. He's not sleeping. He's worried. Sleep deprivation adds to the denigration of his ability to think logically. And then the delusion starts to grow. We know at lunch, the judge said, should we speak privately about this in my chambers? So something was happening. Were people upset about the sheriff speaking in that deposition? Did he believe that his family was potentially in danger? Did he feel like he was in danger? You hear that paranoia when he's being taken off to the jail in another county. He's like, just be fair. You know, where are we going? Where are you taking me? And he repeats it like it's very repetitive, which to me sounds somewhat like a mental break. And if he uttered those words, they're trying to take my wife and my kid, that could be all part of that. So it's yeah. So this is the video. This is the video. I'm putting it out there for y'all so you can watch it, rewatch it, break it down, figure it out. I think there's a lot more in it. I just grabbed a couple of quick clips because I thought they were the most important parts, but there's more to the video. There's the walking back and forth to lunch. And there's some more pieces that we're still going through at Court TV, and we'll continue to cover this story and break down those pieces. I think really what I want to do is get some of the body language of the sheriff in the chambers. Him walking, I guess you can get some of that, but that is not as easy because of the nature of the video is not super great quality because we really have to zoom in. But Michel seems to me he's waiting for them to arrest him and unsure what to do. But when they go right by him, he decides he has to go turn himself inside. That's possible. And that may be why he exposes his weapon. He doesn't want to just leave it lying around somewhere. So he wants to say, listen, here's my weapon. So when it's time to be arrested, you can take it. I think that's a great, I'm feeling that, Michel, that he's down there and he's like looking around like, why isn't anyone arresting me? Like, everyone knows what I just did. It's been a while. All right, guess I got to go back in to get arrested. Wow. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. This case, like, the thing about working at Court TV all these years, covering investigations and trials, is that, you get a little bit like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. And every day I'm seeing something I have never seen before. Yeah, there are some love triangles that I've seen before, but come on, this, and the mystery surrounding it still to this point, like, I think Victoria really has nailed this. This case is going to uncover a lot of what needs to be uncovered in small, corrupt towns. Because if all that was happening to those women, the women in drug court, how many are there? Over how many years was this happening? How many other places is this happening? How many more victims are there who don't want to come forward because you feel powerless? Of course you feel powerless. If it's the judge's bailiff doing this in the judge's chambers in the courthouse. It's like, how could you think that you have any power to fight this? You're just going to end up back in trouble, which is what happened to one of the women. She was brought up on bail jumping charges because she would not would not continue the sextortion. She stopped doing it. So then they charged her with bail jumping. They wanted to prosecute her on it. Really? After she's been victimized, now you want to and they wanted to go forward with the case. They were still going forward with the case. This judge, like, are you kidding me? That needs to be dropped ASAP. Once you uncover what is really happening, and then you want to further prosecute the victims of the sextortion scam for bail jumping because they wouldn't continue to go along with the scandal. Wild, insanity, corruption, all the way up here. But only one guy got in trouble. Only one guy got in trouble for this. Why is that? How much deeper does it go? And will this uncover it? Wow. All right. Jennifer Sube, one of our mods, working early this morning, along with Frankie Figs. And I'm scrolling through here real quick, trying to get them all. And Ashley Bouchard, talking about where you can get the merch. Oh, that's right, folks. There is merch. True crime merch. Vinny Originale. Here's a sample of some of the things we have, some of the nice colors. You get your allegedlys, you get hoodies, t-shirts, your person of interest. All that's available in the Vinny Originale shop. Our true crime merch. Thank you so much. And of course, Gen X, letting everyone know where you can track down Hillbilly Crime. Oh, if you're into this story, you need to be into Hillbilly Crime. I mean, every time I asked her another question last night on the show, boom, bombshell, boom, bombshell. A lot of inside information. So make sure you check her out as well. But like, can't do the show without the Mod Squad.
Order in the chat. Order in the chat. Don't dare attack. We've got order in this chat. The Mod Squad is on the job, helping us to keep it clean. The Mod Squad is on the job, always so nice and never mean.
And again, thank you so much. It's, you know, you just see him working in the chat, but the work goes way beyond that each and every day for our Mod Squad. And thank you so much, Gen X, Frankie Figs, Jennifer Sube, Ashley Bouchard, all up early. So like, I sent him a note last night, like late. I was like, should I send it, not send it? Some people, you know, are sleeping, but they leave. You know, their phone might go ding, and I don't want to wake anyone up. But I knew I wasn't going to be waking up much, too much before the start of this live stream. So I had to send it last night. So my apologies, but they all made it, which is awesome. The Mod Squad on the job, folks, keeping all of us honest. Okay, let's see what we got. So as I mentioned, Gen X, text anytime. Okay, will do. Pixie Dust saying this is the best song ever, which is interesting because there's a bunch of jingles that we have. I love jingles because I grew up in the 70s where there were tons of jingles, you know, themed to TV shows, commercial jingles that would like whoosh, run through your head. They're not as popular these days because everything's got to be fast. But that's why I reintroduced the jingles and the theme songs to the show. And we try to we try to have a variety of genres for you, so we're not very predictable. But I do love the Mod Squad one. That was one of my favorites. It's kind of like a crooner song. love the crooners, but I love rock and roll, disco. I was born and bred and raised on disco and dance music. That's my thing. I was DJing in my teens and 20s. And once in a while, I'll do an event. Ashley, haters hate the jingles. Real ones know the jingles rock. Yeah, I may do. And I take feedback. Like the outro song that you're going to hear today is the one that won the Battle of the Bands. So there you go. All right. Look at this. All right. Tracy Todd Hunter. Correct, Tracy. Disco and freestyle. A lot of you folks, no idea what freestyle is. If you know, you know. Tracy knows, and Tracy probably knows that I had a freestyle record label, Metropolitan Records, back in the day. You can look it up. Our songs are all over YouTube. But thank you, Tracy. You know it. Cookie Crunch loves the Drones Over Jersey, which was another crooner song, right? Wasn't that a crooner one? Yeah. Now, interesting. All right. So good conversation. You know the rules in the chat. We can disagree. And I invite disagreement, even with what I'm saying sometimes. You don't have to agree with me. You just have to kind of be nice to each other. Are you kidding me? Sherry is into the old school freestyle. Here are some of the artists that were on my label. If you recognize them, Laissez-Faire, Collage, April, Denise, Sebastian. Who am I forgetting? We had a bunch. But anyway, thank you, Sherry. Yeah. I am potentially going to do a DJ, a dance music live stream on TikTok. How about that? I'm going to do maybe once a month on TikTok. I'll be breaking out the freestyle, Sherry. Could be amazing. So make sure you follow me on TikTok. It's just my name. Happy birthday to Teresa M. Happy birthday. Great to have you aboard. All right. So it's interesting because Ashley says, could you DJ at the Tangent? I try to get this up. Where is it? Is that it? No. Right. I'll do that in a second. Vinny, can you DJ at the Tangent office Christmas party? Well, that's much more difficult because you can't, once you play music and it's streaming on Facebook, YouTube, they take you, like Facebook immediately just kills your live stream, and then YouTube is going to like, boom, boom, you're going to get hit a million times. TikTok, I don't know. I see people DJing on TikTok all the time. So I think I'll leave that just for TikTok. But I did DJ when I worked at Sirius. We did a Christmas party, and I DJ'd the Christmas party on the air. Al was there that day, Jonesy, the whole crew. We did the old Court TV morning show. All right, here's Margaret Morris Calderon. Our sheriff department doesn't have open doors to the public. We have to ring a bell to have a deputy called to drive up to talk to us. Yeah, I think that's the way it works in most places, but maybe not in some of these small towns. Because I know when I cover stories now, I travel around the country, and a lot of times either we'll be filming something outside of a police department or a sheriff's office, and I would always go inside and say, listen, I'm from Court TV. We're just going to shoot some video here. I just want to make sure, not that they can stop us because we're in a public place, but just to give them a heads up and say, is there anything, any place you want us to go or not go, just as a courtesy. And I've always had to ring the doorbell, talk through double-plated glass. Yeah, we're here and they would be confused. Gen X, immediately, there I am on TikTok. Now, I wanted to stream this live on TikTok, but there's a technical little loop that has to be closed. So hopefully someday I'll be able to close that loop. All right, so let's do this, folks. It's been over an hour. I told you I have baseball today, so I've got to stretch. I've got to get ready to go outside. It's beautiful outside. I hope it's beautiful where you are. and you can get some fresh air today as well. I like to get some fresh air each and every day that it's nice outside, either a nice walk, with Zuko, sometimes without Zuko, because I don't have time for all the sniffing. I want to walk, and he's like just sniffing. But today's baseball day, so it's kind of fun. So Kathy wondering when the case may go to trial. Don't know. It doesn't have a trial date yet. And we haven't done a lot of cases out of Kentucky, but in most jurisdictions, it's usually at least 2 years for a red rum case. And then some places like New Jersey could take 4 years. But I'd say 2 years, people start getting a little antsy. Sometimes if it's high profile, it gets pushed a little quicker. Speedy trial could be within a year. All right. Captain Jenks, New Jersey, exit 135. 135. Is that Union County? I don't know. I feel like that's Union County. I don't know if any of this case is giving me Buford Busser vibes. Yeah, Captain Jenks. Yes, Captain Jenks. Captain Jenks, always on top of it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone, for all the super chats. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. And thank you for the great conversation. So where is it? I don't even know if do I have my phone today? This is weird doing this in the morning. I'm just not as prepared as normal. But I will tell you, my normal morning routine is because it'll help with the next part of the show. So I wake up and I do have a morning. Take my vitamins, which are I do the chew ones. I do some chewies, and I also have a nice little drink that I have in the morning that has some stuff in it. So I have not this. I'm not on a total fast right now. I've consumed a few carbohydrates this morning. I'm also preparing to exercise. So when you're preparing to exercise as a type 1 diabetic like me, you need to have a little something in your system. Otherwise, you're going to have a low blood sugar because as you're exercising, you're burning stuff off. So I'm just giving you a few clues this morning because it is that time of the program, ladies and gentlemen, where you need to guess my, let me just take this down. Thank you, Captain Jenks. My blood sugar.
Type 1. He's type 1. His pancreas is on first. He has diabetes, type 1 juvenile diabetes. And so it's time to guess, is more or less. What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar? Under 70, he gets life's head.
Gamer
Under
moms
60, all the alarms start ringing. Over 180, he starts to get lethargic. But when it's 90, Vinny, eyes are singing. And so it's time to guess.
It's going to take a little while for this
is
one.
More or less. What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar?
Gamer moms was the closest
But take
so
a guess.
far.
Yes, take a guess. Let's guess Vinny's blood sugar now.
All right, we got to play the song a second time this morning.
Here's the type 1. He's type 1.
Whoa.
His pancreas is on first. He has diabetes, type 1 juvenile diabetes.
Size with the close.
And so it's time to guess, is more or less. What's
Numbers
his
are flying
blood
fast this morning.
sugar?
That's
What's
so many viewers.
Vinny's blood sugar?
If I missed you, if you're correct. Yes,
Under
my
70,
apologies, but
he gets life's head.
so fast.
Under 60,
Yeah.
all the alarms start ringing. Over 180, he starts to get lethargic. But when it's 90, Vinny,
A lot of people are
eyes
dancing
are
close
singing.
to the fire here.
And so it's time to guess. Is more or less. What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar? But take a guess.
All right,
Yes,
we're going to
take a
re-rack
guess.
one more time.
Let's guess.
My guess is someone may have gotten
Vinny's
it,
blood
but
sugar.
because
Now.
there's so many guesses and so many people playing the blood sugar game right now that
Here's the type 1.
I'm not
Here's
including
type
all of
one.
them. They've flown past me.
His pancreas
So again, my
is on
apologies.
first.
So it'll be the first one that I see.
He has diabetes, type
Trying to
1
look at all
juvenile
of them.
diabetes.
This is the most intense
And so it's time to
one we've
guess.
had so far.
Is more or less.
I can't believe I have not
What's his
seen it.
blood sugar? What's Vinny's
One that
blood
was in 1
sugar?
and 2.
Under 70, he gets like 10.
No one has hit this
Under
exact
60,
number.
all the alarms start ringing.
It can't be. How is
Over
it I'm not seeing
180,
it?
he starts to get lethargic.
Come on, people.
When it's 90, Vinny, eyes are singing.
How many times can I see one within
And
one?
so it's
and then
time
not
to
see it?
guess.
Ah, finally I
Is
saw
more
one.
or
Now,
less. What's his
Tina
blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood
is
sugar?
our winner.
But take a guess. Yes, take a
Tina
guess.
Johnson
Let's
Cole on
guess.
Facebook. Now,
Vinny's blood
I can attempt to
sugar.
review it, see if there was
Now.
anyone before, and I'm scrolling backwards just to see if I missed anyone. But I didn't. I kept seeing 153, 152, 156, 156. People like 156, 152, 152. So I'm just scrolling backwards. I just want to make sure we may have more than one winner. But you are a winner, Justina. And again, it's a quarterly prize that goes out to whoever gets the most correct guesses within the quarter. And then if we have a tie, we'll have a lottery. We'll just pick a name out of a hat, and you'll be the winner. There's a 150. I don't see any of the 154s. I'm scrolling backwards now. So if you're posting something now, I'm not seeing it. I'm scrolling backwards. And let me tell you, I've never seen this many guesses before. So it's because of all the viewers we had today. So I appreciate all the viewers. Yeah, I don't see 154 anywhere before Justina on Facebook posted it. So there you go, folks. I don't. Yeah, I'm type 1. Paulie's asking. Paulie Walnuts was asking. I'm type 1. But I didn't get it until I was an adult, which was unusual. Usually type 1s, those poor kids that get it when they are, some before they can walk. They have it tough. I got it as an adult, so, good job, Paulie. 128, beautiful. Yeah, mine was fine when I woke up, but then I had my gummies and I had my special little concoction. And I'm going to go exercise now and it'll all burn off. All right, I don't see it. So congratulations to Justina. Let me mark it in the official book here. I have an official book, although Ashley Bouchard also keeps track. Justina Johnson Cole. I have 154. And today is the 27th. So we have one more month. So the one question we had is Doris and Doris X the same person? Because that so far is someone who has guessed it correctly twice, as has Ashley Bouchard. But Ashley was another one of those days where there were a bunch of people that I missed. So I wrote down like 4 or 5 names. But anywho, thank you so much for playing the game. Don't forget, folks, I'll show you a little bigger some of the great merch that we have available. Where is it? Right here. The True Crime merch. This is just a sampling. If you go on, if you Google Vinny Originale, it pops up. But there's also the link in the chat. Vinny Originale. And then you can get this. For those of you who listen to the Tangent podcast, which will be tomorrow, right around 12:30. We have the Tangenistas, which are originals. So yeah, check it out. I'm going to add. There's going to be some new products that'll be added very, very soon. Working on some new designs. I have my son working on a design. So we got a whole thing going on here, just for fun. It's for fun. So there you go. Now let's get to me. All right. So that does it. Thank you so much for watching. Man, a lot of viewers today. A lot of viewers. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. I got to work out. I'm going to put on my wristband. Matches the shirt, of course. All right. I'll be on the baseball field. Thank you for watching. Watch the show tonight. 8 o'clock, closing arguments with Vinnie Politan. 9 o'clock, Vinnie Politan investigates. There's some action in the Idaho student case involving the alibi or alleged alibi of the accused. We are going to break that down tonight on Vinnie Politan Investigates. Closing arguments, not sure where we're going to be tonight. We may be taking a look at more of these videos. May do a little body language with that. There's other things happening, obviously. Okay. All right. Excellent. So Doris is in the lead. Doris is in the lead. You got to catch Doris in the blood sugar game. We've got. I don't know where the Doris X came from. I just wrote Doris X. I don't know why. Maybe it was Doris on X. I don't know. X, the social media platform. Okay. You know what I mean. All right. Thanks everyone who is watching on Twitch, everyone watching on Facebook, everyone watching on X, and of course here on YouTube as well. Let me get to the new comments. Oh. What? Justice Seeker. I'm from Eastern Kentucky, the county where Stein's being held. The video camera had audio. He will be found not guilty. Wow. So this is going to turn into another case. Like, we've got two of them right now. I had a video about this, how different they are. There is free Karen Reed, free Luigi. I think there's going to be free the sheriff. Wow. So there is audio. They just have not released it and did not play it in court. If that's true, and I have no reason not to believe Justice Seeker. It's an honest face we're looking at. That's huge. Although I would be surprised. I would be really surprised that there's an audio recording device in the chambers of a judge. However, because of what happened there would be good reason for it. Wow. Thank you so much. All right, folks. I'm going to play. This is the official outro song now. This is it. This is the outro song. It won. We had a poll. It was a democratic process. It was an extremely democratic process. So thank you for watching. Have a great day. And don't forget to hug the kids.
Say goodbye. Thank you for watching Vinnie Live. We'll be back, but I don't know when. We hope that you will watch again. Vinnie Live. for those super chats. Please hit the like and do subscribe. Let's do it again on Vinny Live. Now before you go, just one more thing. Please post below, say anything. Vinny Live, it's Vinny Live. Woohoo! Woohoo! Vinny Live, it's Vinny Live. Woohoo! It's Vinny Live. Now before you go, just one more thing. Please post below, say anything, Thank you, God bless you. We'll see you again. Thank you, God bless you. We'll see you again.